And welcome back, everyone, to the week of Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Yaju World. Well, that's the question: who would win a fight, Dabi, or NG Todoroki, as he's actually known? I believe it's no, it's no, it was Showa. Hold on, Dabi. What was Dabi's actual name? Dabi. Dabi. All that. Todoroki. He's real name is. He's Endeavor's son. Okay, what is his actual real name? I want to say it's Engi, but that's not right. It's Toya. That's it, Toya Todoroki. That's what his real name is. Todoroki. And that's not the eldest, but the son of Endeavor, and ultimately one of the big villains of the final arc of My Hero. Azula obviously is the sister of Zuko, who ultimately went batshit crazy. Now, if we start with Azula, she is raised by the Fire Lord to basically be the perfect successor. She is extremely conniving, very skilled in hand-to-hand combat. She also carries little daggers on her, courtesy of Mai, and she's skilled with those as well. Obviously, her biggest mastery and claim to fame is her firebending, which, produces blue fire, not standard fire. It's hotter than normal fire. And she's also capable of creating lightning, which is difficult for even advanced firebenders to do. Or at least it was until, later on in Korra, where, anyone can make lightning bending, whatever, it's fine. But she's extremely versatile, capable of using her flames to fly, creating a shield. She is capable of creating daggers, kind of like how Zuko, basically anything Zuko could do at that time, like creating a shield with fire whips, all that, Azula could do as well, but with blue flames. Plus, is showing she can fly, use her fire in many different ways. She's cunning and conniving, but also very prideful. Her image is everything. If that image is broken, she will lose her cool. Dabi, or Toya Todoroki, has a very tragic past. He was going to be he was not truly what Endeavor wanted the son. Endeavor wanted a son who possessed both the fire and the ice abilities to create the perfect mix. And he got Shoto. Toya, though, had flames stronger than his dad, but a constitution not designed for it. His constitution, if I remember correctly, like his body, was more fitting of an ice user, which is why his flames always actually ended up hurting him. As such, he's burnt a large chunk of his body, and to the point where he can't really feel pain very much. Like he's burned the nerves out. Add on to that, he's also quite insane when you break it down. They ended up beating him at the end, but he had gone nuts. And like Azula, he wields blue fire as opposed to his father's red or standard-looking fire. Therefore, it is hotter and burns brighter. But at the same time, he can just pretty much use it whenever he wants. The issue with firebending right out of the gate, and what Azula is going to have to deal with in this fight, is the fact that firebenders do draw their bending from their breath. They still have to, inhale and then exhale fire. And if you're not able to move, the only place you can really release fire from is your mouth. You can't just omnidirectional fire out. You do need like an avenue to throw it. This is why a lot of the bending arts are based on martial arts, among other reasons. In fact, all the bending arts are based on martial arts. Dabi is, again, extremely powerful, capable of burning, honestly, an entire mountain down without any difficulty. Capable of incinerating things around him, AoEing the area. His flames can match and even surpass his father's heat, which Endeavor's heat gets hot. His prominence burn allows him to essentially just atomize something with just concentrated fire. And Toya's flames get even hotter than that. He's also got enhanced physicality because he's technically a human Nobu hybrid. It was revealed that he was kind of he was not quite a proto-Nomu, but he was kind of a work in progress thing. They did things that you would do to Nomu to allow him to exist and look the way he does. So he does have an enhanced constitution, to the point where he was still able to survive his own flames just burning his body away. Mind you, he was in a crippled state, but he could still survive it. He also even was able to copy Todoroki's oh god, what was it, cold flame or something like that? Basically combining his ice and flame together to create a fire that negates fire. I can't remember exactly what that. Phosphorus. That was it. Phosphorus fire. And he was able to create his own variation on that. The problem is between the two of them, he is definitely the least stable of them. And the longer he fights, the more his body kind of starts to break apart a bit. So in a fight between these two, who wins? Azula would, let's say Dabi wanders into the Fire Nation and just starts wreaking havoc. Azula, who isn't, gone, say just peak Azula, shows up, asking me, he's like, you don't need to do that. Name I'm going by these days is Dabi, sweetheart. Not that I'm really interested. No thanks. I'm just here to, here to enjoy the town, see the sights, all that. Then why? And you do that by attacking her. Well, you're the fire village, so I thought I just set it on fire. And she's like, she fires an attack off on him. And he's like, he just, oh, now that's interesting. Yours blue too. Huh. And he just, starts launching attacks. He also, both these guys would not have that much issue with collateral damage per se. But if it's within the Fire Nation, Azula would be on the defensive here because she would prefer not to burn down her home. Whereas Dabi doesn't give a shit. And in terms of pure power, Azula may, and that's a very strong may have an edge during the eclipse. I do not think she has an edge otherwise in terms of raw power. What she would have though is finesse and control on her side. She's able to maybe hit him with more concentrated attacks, fire sneak attacks with a blade. For example, he maybe fires attacks. She literally launches her blade through her fire, and it's probably wouldn't be strong enough to melt the blade, the dagger. Probably wouldn't be strong enough to melt the dagger immediately, but it would heat it up. So when it does hit him, he'd go, ah! It's like, oh, wow. And she just maybe throws a couple at it. It's like, okay, that's an end. Then if she gets in close, that's where she can now start to press the edge because she's the better hand-to-hand fighter. He's not really a hand-to-hand fighter, really, at all. So they're just going back. He's now on the losing side of the fight. But it all, unfortunately, comes down to, I think, in this case, raw power. Unless she's able to, hit his neck or something, cut his throat, she's not going to... And even then, he's getting produced so much heat, he could probably cauterize that wound and keep going for a good long while. The minute he decides to take it serious and just unleash hell, Azula's going to be on the real losing side of this fight. The only thing she does have under her belt that she does not is lightning bending. And so it's the only thing she would have available. The question is, could her lightning get through a massive torrent of flames? They're both, in essence, versions of plasma. Lightning is charged with electrons and protons, all things along that line. But it still is it's still a plasma of a certain variety. Fire is also plasma, but because lightning is more concentrated, faster, and by all accounts stronger than fire in terms of an instantaneous attack, I think that yes, it could get through like a wall of fire and hit him and injure him greatly. But the problem is everything we saw him live through and endure, I don't think that'd be enough to put him down. So when she recognizes she hit him, he just just blast her. She tries to block it, and would probably just get incinerated. Dabi wins, honestly, for sheer tenacity, durability, and firepower. He just kind of surpasses her in all the parts that really matter in this fight in terms of, just raw output, durability, all that. She does have the finesse tactics and tactics advantage, and she has the advantage of being able to use lightning. But unfortunately, unlike other lightning users in media, she can only use it in a straight shot. She can't just manipulate lightning blade, or even Kaminari is able to use lightning in more ways than she is. So yeah, ultimately I would have to go with Dabi in this fight. I don't think she's got a very good shot. I'm not saying it's impossible. For example, if she strikes his head with a shot of lightning, I do think that would put him down, or at the very minimum knock him out. But I don't see that being the likely outcome. Not impossible. There's certainly a certain amount of scenarios where that does happen, but I just don't see it the likely one. But this is just my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Till then, though, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.